That was back during, once he leaves and that's. 1 o'clock tomorrow. But I appreciate it. He said, you know, the rest of them. I don't be on that. He said, don't pick my qualifications. He didn't answer my question.
Because they like to skate around.
There you go, that's
Okay.
You know of anybody?
I haven't heard about it.
Yourself.
I don't live up there. so-
Oh, you did.
I think it's not.
Perhaps if you can.
As long as you're reading it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bridge dedication's tomorrow, 1 o'clock?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna announce that. Supposedly they already did. Who is that? Scott. Got a minute?
He probably, he's here Monday, so he probably did this meeting.
Yep.
Glad he's not here, we'll see what's next.
I sure will.
I was surprised.
So I'll get some more, maybe they need
Call this meeting to order. We'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We had an executive session, talked about a few legal issues, a couple of personnel issues, possibly a hire, so, okay. Roll call.
Abbott.
Here.
Augenbaugh.
Here.
Beers.
Here.
Dietz.
Here.
Gelfand.
Here.
Jackson. Here. Malika.
Here.
Whitaker.
here.
Sullivan.
Here?
Reesinger.
Here. Public comment on agenda items. Yes, sir.
Hi, Greg Gillwald, Du Bois, Pennsylvania. How's everyone doing tonight?
Good.
So I'm going to start off by reading a letter from Dave Glass. It was emailed to me today. Tim Winters also agrees with this, and they would like it read publicly. It says, "Hello, this is Dave Glass. I apologize for not being there in person tonight. I have a prior commitment that conflicts with the meeting time. I am writing this as a citizen of Du Bois and not in my official capacity. This opinion is mine and does not necessarily reflect the County Board of Commissioners. It is my understanding that the Du Bois City Firemen have expressed an interest in reviving community days. I think their participation is a wonderful idea. The firemen have a wealth of experience and knowledge that would be a great asset when it comes to putting on an event such as this. However, I have also read that the firemen wish to take back financial control of the event. I point out that there are a number of indictments relating to the prior city manager, and in those documents, the Community Days accounts were mentioned more than once. The citizens' trust was violated, and the AG investigation continues. My parents taught me that trust takes years to earn and can be lost in a day. I'm asking the firemen to recognize that this trust will take time to rebuild. I think that they can take steps to rebuild that trust by working hand in hand with city officials and third-party entities such as the folks who ran Du Bois Days last year, which I believe will enhance the event to the benefit of all. Perhaps in time, with the investigation and subsequent hearings concluding and verdicts rendered, the time will be right for Community Days to return as it was prior to 2023. But the events of the past 18 months have taken a toll, and, in my opinion, now is not the time to go back. I urge all parties to work together for the common good of the community in 2024. The last thing we need is more infighting and division. Thank you for your time. Sincerely, Dave Glass, Du Bois resident, Chestnut Avenue." And Tim Winters apologized as well for not being able to attend, as he had a chamber function to attend tonight. And he said he also agrees and concurs with this statement. So, with that said, one of the things last year that the past event taught us is that although we invited many entities, including the fire department, to take part in Du Bois Days, we were met with only one entity even bothering to support it, which was Leo, who handled the fireworks. his department. You know, we literally offered free booth space, full participation, and we welcome them because our objective mission is not to alienate anybody, to pull us back together as a community. We have enough stress as a community and that has torn us apart, and we keep fighting. Why not all work together as a collective, put on a phenomenal event for the community, and move forward together in a positive fashion with both Sandy Township and Du Bois? We're going into merger. You know, why is there still infighting? Why is there still a division? You know, I don't understand what the hang-up is. I mean, this is my daughter, Aviana. She's in 11th grade. She founded Turnabout Boxing. We gave all the money back to the city. We made nothing. As a matter of fact, we lost an enormous amount of money doing this event, which we were well aware of. We're a tiny nonprofit. You know, we are the largest boxing fair in Western PA, but we don't generate a lot of revenue. Most of the time, we waive membership fees. All the events we do helps to fund equipment and other things for the athletes. You know, we go around and do all kinds of different charities. We just left Christ the King's Community Center because we do a Parkinson and movement impairment program with people with MS, and we've been doing it for 3 years. We go into the personal care homes and work with a lot of your relatives and work with exercise and do another fundraising. This organization is not out here to attack anyone. Instead, we want to pull people together, and we hope that going forward next year, rather than have 2 events competing for a limited well of resources, and really will end up being a competition between the 2, where either one will succeed and one will fail, or both will be mediocre at best. Why not pull all the expertise and all the resources together into one pool, work together, and put on a fantastic event that the community has never seen before? I mean, we have the ability to scale this way up. And we should, that is what I think we should be doing. You know, not fighting over who has control of the event. And I hope that everyone will at least consider that, because I've been offering an olive branch for a long time. I sent emails to people, I requested tables and chairs. I mean, I literally was completely stonewalled for the last event. I had a fight about electrical panels for a park, which is unacceptable. For a community event that literally your friends, your neighbors, your children's friends, your grandchildren's friends attended. You know, I don't want to argue or infight with anybody. We support the fire department. I mean, years back, I had offered in this very building multiple times to put on a boxing event for the fire department. I would gladly have a fire department versus police department event and train everyone free of charge to help as a fundraiser for both entities. I have no issue doing that. I'll volunteer my time, it's no problem. What I want to see stop is all the bickering and fighting. Let's just do something that's beneficial to the community, that's a positive, that everyone can enjoy. You know, that is the only thing we're advocating for. You know, so, and I won't be, I know this is, I don't want to tie up too much time, but you know, you guys are all welcome to call me, text me, stop by the gym. I'm available, she is as well. You know, she'll gladly talk to you as well. You know, but this is a labor of love for us, and that's it. We do love the community and actually care about it, and we just want to do something nice for it. So I appreciate everyone's time.
I'm sorry, I didn't get your name.
Greg.
Greg?
Yes.
Thanks, Greg.
I guess so.
I appreciate that. Thank you. Very happy, by the way.
Thanks.
Okay, nice.
2 G's on the end? What's that? Oh, do you want to spell it?
Okay. I'll get Greg, you know.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Are we allowed to respond, or are we going to wait? You go ahead. I think one of the things, and Greg, his point is about reaching out and bringing our community back together again. And I spoke at length about that at our last meeting. And I gave Greg about 4 ideas that I think would fit right into your agenda. You know, closing down Log Avenue, a fall festival, you know, they're escaping my brain right now. But there were 4 really good things that I thought would fit right into your agenda, especially about closing down Long Avenue. I still think that's a great idea, you know. So, you know, I just needed to do that and point out that his message about bringing our community together is a must. And I'll talk about that at the end, if you don't mind. Thank you. Thanks, Greg.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Any other guests? Go ahead, Debbie.
Debbie Meckling, Monroe Street, Du Bois. I wholeheartedly agree with the comments that Greg made, and I feel, in my opinion, Du Bois Days in a very, very short period of time stepped up and presented a spectacular event for our community And it was impressive, the check that was presented to the city with the leftover funds that they collected, which was in excess of $11,400. I hope Du Bois Days Committee is treated with the respect that they deserve for putting on the event that they did, as I said, in a very short period of time. To exclude them in the future would really be a slap in the face to them and a travesty.
Anybody else, any comments on any of the agenda items? Let's move on to correspondence. Nothing? All right. Old business, manager's progress report.
Yep, so we'll just run through a couple of items. The first is the architect. So the architect did finish up design of the building. It did go out for bid. We did receive bids, which we will be discussing later in the agenda. Special counsel update. Our special counsel is still working on numerous things, including the pension consolidation. So they are working through that process. They are expecting to have the information to us by our next meeting. I know we were originally supposed to have it by the end of September, but they had ran a few snags, and they think they are on target for our next meeting here in November. So hopefully we get that information. Tax structure budget utility user fee study. So we are pretty close to entering in a contract to bring these folks in to start that budget process that we are, our goal is to have done by February of 25, that consolidated budget and user fee. So we're just waiting on some final things from the state to be able to enter into that contract to get that study rolling. We do expect that, I'd say probably by the end of the week, we should have that completed and get the folks in here, which are Pennsylvania Economy League, to start that process. Fire study update, just that the fire study folks did come back in for their second round of meetings. They did get a chance to get to every fire hall, meet with every elected official. So they did. They are culminating information right now, and we're still on target for January to have a final report.
Thank you. Approval of the minutes from September 18th, 2024.
So move.
Second?
Properly moved and second. Any questions on a motion? Vote on the motion.
Abbott.
Here.
Augenbaugh.
Yes.
Fears.
Yes.
Dietz.
Yes.
Gelfen.
Yes.
Jackson.
Yes.
Malika.
Yes.
Whitaker.
Yes.
Sullivan.
Yes.
Reesinger.
Yes. New business, PUC abandonment proposal.
Yeah, so one of the things that the city of Du Bois has to do when we consolidate is to look for PUC abandonment. So anytime we raise rates to folks outside of the city of Du Bois, we have to go through a PUC process, which is a lengthy, typically involves lots of legal fees to go through that process. Since we are consolidating in 26, we can go ahead and start moving forward with the PUC abandonment process now, which takes approximately 12 to 14 months. So we did receive a proposal from McNeese, Wallace, and Nurick. McNeese, Wallace, and Nurick has traditionally worked with the city of Du Bois and the PUC processes and rate increases for a number of years. They did give us a proposal between $17,000 to $22,000 for that work, and my recommendation would be to move forward with awarding that to McNeese Wallace to get that process started.
Is that on a stamp?
That is not on a stamp, no.
Okay.
That would be separate.
Okay. We would need a motion for that to move forward.
I'll make the motion to award that to McNeese and Wallace. And Nurick.
Don't want to leave him out.
Nope.
Second.
Properly moved and second. Any questions on the motion? Vote on the motion.
Abbott.
Aye.
Augenbaugh.
Yes.
Fears.
Yes.
Dietz.
Yes.
Gelfen.
Yes.
Jackson.
Yes.
Malika.
Yes.
Whitaker.
Yes.
Sullivan.
Yes.
Reesinger.
Yes. Du Bois City and Sandy Township Fire Companies on Community Days.
So each of you were handed a letter at the top who it's addressed to. That kind of changed to include the supervisors, but the change didn't come back in time, so we just had the original letter. But the rest of it's the same that the committee brought up. So, dear Mayor, members of Du Bois City Council and Township Supervisors, the Du Bois Volunteer Fire Department has held our annual Community Days and the Park Celebration and Parade over the course of 31 years for the express purpose of celebrating our amazing community. As you know, this event occurs in conjunction with our Fireman's Week activities that acknowledges the Great Fire of June 18, 1888, where a significant part of our fair city was destroyed. For our department, it has become a tradition to remember that tragedy by bringing our citizens together to enjoy our parade and community days in the park celebration. As such, it gives us great pleasure to announce that the tradition will continue in 2025 with your blessing. The DuBois Volunteer Fire Department has partnered with our brothers and sisters in the Sandy Township Volunteer Fire Department to form a joint Community Days Parade Committee to once again bring our annual celebration back to the city of DuBois during June 2025. The theme of our Community Day celebration will be a focus on nonprofit organizations in our city, as we have done in the past. We are respectfully requesting your permission to utilize the city park from June 12th through the 15th, 2025 for Community Days, which includes a day of setup and teardown. We also request the use of the downtown area on Saturday, June 14th, 2025 for our parade, which begins on Main Street on the Long Avenue down Brady Street and end at the Liberty Boulevard as we have done in the past. We are hopeful that we can again make our 2025 celebration an enjoyable experience for our citizens of our DuBois community. We thank you in advance for your consideration in this matter, and we await your approval. Respectfully submitted, DuBois and Sandy Volunteer Fire Department Community Days and Parade Committee.
Thank you. DuBois City Building Addition.
So on October 10th, 2024, we received an open bids for an addition to the city building. The low bid without optional alternatives came in at $4,538,895, and I'll just read what those low bids were. For the general contractor was J.C. Warren Sons Incorporated at $1,900,600.
Big numbers.
HVAC, which included alternate 4 for HVAC controls from Pittsburgh Controls and Consulting for $1,493,000. Plumbing was K&K Plumbing at $256,895, and electrical of Holstrom Clark Electric at $888,400. The bids did not include work to the Sandy Township building, so we are looking for what the joint board would like to do in regards to the new city building addition.
I will make the motion to proceed with the addition. You want individual amounts?
Yeah, if you want mine, just so
Sure.
we have it for the record.
You just want me to get all those numbers out there. So the bid in the amount of $4,538,895. J.C. Orr and Sons in the amount of $1,900,600.
Round it off.
They don't have the cents. Okay. HVAC, $1,493,000. Plumbing, K&K Plumbing, $256,895. Hallstrom Clark, $888,400.
I will second that motion.
Properly moved in second. Any questions on the motion? Anybody? Vote on the motion.
Abbott,
Yes.
Augenbaugh,
Yes.
Beers,
No.
Dietz,
Yes.
Gelfen,
Yes.
Jackson.
Yes.
Malika,
Yes.
Whitaker,
Yes.
Sullivan,
Yes.
Reesinger.
Yes. Approval of invoices. KTH Architects.
Yep, this is just our architectural fees in the amount of
$29,297.25.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
Properly moved in second. Any questions on the motion?
Who was the first?
Vote on the motion.
Abbott,
Yes.
Augenbaugh,
Yes.
Beers,
Yes.
Dietz,
Yes.
Gelfen.
Yes.
Jackson.
Yes.
Malika.
Yes.
Whitaker,
Yes.
Sullivan,
Yes.
Reesinger.
Yes. McGee Wallace in the amount of $3,158.53.
Motion to pay McNeese Wallace, $3,158.53.
Second. Properly moved in second. Any questions on the motion? Vote on the motion.
Abbott,
Yes.
Augenbaum.
Yes.
Spears.
Yes.
Dietz.
Yes.
Gelfen.
Yes.
Jackson.
Yes.
Malika.
Yes.
Whitaker. Sullivan.
Yes.
Reesinger.
Yes. Joint board member comments.
Pat, can you go back to the community days? Are you gonna bring that to a vote? Why?
I think we need to talk about it more with you guys.
If I also may,
Yeah.
it's not only publicly stated, but on the website that no decisions were made until after January 1st in relation to usage of the park. That's been stated to me multiple times. I approached the city months and months ago. So,
Okay. All right. Jen?
I'm gonna reiterate what Barry said, which is kind of surprising for me, but we. I know.
Common ground.
I know. See? And this board is really coming together. Our executive session was phenomenal. And really, truly, I think when we all want to work together for the betterment of this community, we will do that. So I just hope that everyone listens to that, and we do need to move forward. We do need to be positive. There's going to be some really good things happening, I think, in the next few months. That's it.
Barry?
I have a couple things, so bear with me. Imagine I have a couple things. The first thing I'd like to address is the fire company. And thank you for reading that about community days. And Greg, I want to come back to you, because I did remember two very important things that I think your group could do a phenomenal job. I can start with you. One of the things that I pointed out was the Celebration of America 250th anniversary. I think you guys would do a phenomenal job putting that all together and bringing that to fruition for our community. And I'm not a mayor, and I'm not the superintendent or Mark in Mark's position as the chairman to appoint somebody, but I would recommend that Greg's group be appointed to that position and let them run with that. And the second thing we have coming up is the celebration of our consolidation. And that's something else I think you guys could do a phenomenal job with. So there are things out there that are bigger than what we may anticipate. And I would like to see this group be put in charge of this. So Mark and Pat, ball's in your corner.
Okay.
So back to the firemen. I think one of the things that we have to understand is these gentlemen have come together for the first time that I can remember. Help me, guys. I cannot remember the city and Sandy fire departments working together on a joint venture other than protecting our community through fires. And for them to offer their services, I would like to see that as a good shot in the arm and give them all that opportunity. I think it's a great way to kick off our celebration of becoming a joint city, and it will show off our fire departments and how they can work together. I'll say that.
Thank you.
Next page. Next page is, and I might need some help here. I've been looking through some notes, and I see that we have an unredacted check out there. We have people that might have fireman's driver's license. They may have gotten them. I do not know whether they got those through a right to know. So I would like to ask Sean, do you have any idea if there are unredacted check out there and are any entities having driver's license, either city or Sandy fire people?
I'll just say I'm not aware of the driver's license, Barry. We can certainly look into it, but yeah, we should. If we did release the record of that nature, we shouldn't have.
Yes.
But we can check into that. As far as the check goes, there was a payroll check that was released that should have had redacted account numbers on it. we've alerted staff that that's not an acceptable practice and don't do that anymore.
And I think for the betterment of the joint board, those people that are holding that unredacted check should return it to us. So, in good faith, hey, you got an unredacted check, you shouldn't have had it. Here it is, guys, we're giving it back to you, and dispose of it as you wish. I just don't think that unredacted check should be out there. That's my opinion, from where I sit.
Because on the website.
Not on our website.
Okay.
Yeah, there was a check that didn't
Yes.
have the numbers, the account numbers redacted.
Yes,
That
so,
was released.
if there's somebody out there that has that check, I would like you to voluntarily turn it back in so we can dispose of it properly. And you people might say, oh, I'll throw it away. Okay, I'd rather, our people dispose of it, all right? Next.
We did change bank accounts
Yes.
to no longer
Thank
have
you.
that account, just for edification.
My next soapbox, if you would, please, is exactly what Jen talked about, exactly what Greg talked about. And I put it to paper, so I would like to refer to my notes as I go through this. For 38 years, I have fought bullying in the public school, in sporting events, whether it's running events or officiating events. I see a couple teachers in the audience. They know exactly what I'm talking about when we talk about bullying. This behavior and this hatred that is going on in our newly consolidated city just has to stop. And Jen, thank you very much for talking about that. And I believe that with my whole heart. Listen, folks, we can't control what the court system is doing. No matter whether you call, no matter whether you talk on the internet, no matter you talk amongst yourself, we can't control how fast or how slow the court system goes. We can't control whether somebody is going to be found guilty or innocent. And all the bickering and all the complaining in the whole world is not going to change that. It is driving a stake through the heart of our community. And our community is better than that. We have good people here. And I think we all agree that we are all on the same page for the betterment of everybody. So, I just think that when we start hearing this bullying and we start hearing this hatred, we need to push back. We just can't be afraid anymore. Just say, we've had enough. It's time to change the curriculum. It's time to take the hatred and turn the frickin' page, folks, because it's killing us. It's killing us. So, I'm going to call it a little challenge, and maybe my dare. I'm calling for a moratorium to bring a halt and fight for our city, not fight against each other. You know, we have seen it in the internet, in on the Facebook. People tell me what's on there. I was just told I joined the page. I don't even know how I got on the page. You know, my name appeared, and I'm not sure I even like that. So we just have a wonderful city, and we just need to start getting that word out. If we want to hire people, if we want to bring people here, we got to get over the stigma and get over the black eye that is our moniker right now. We got to work together. So I'm asking everybody here, I'm asking everybody out there, if you can hear me, you can see me, join me in the crusade of getting rid of this bullying, for God's sakes. You know, let's start doing something positive. I heard this man talk about positivity. I heard these gentlemen talking about working together. That's probably two of the greatest things I've heard tonight, other than a few things that happened in our executive session. I'm almost done. I got wipe the spittle out of my face for a minute. So for the people that think they're internet heroes and the gossipers and the degraders, I'm going to take you on from now on. I'm going to take you right on and tell you to your face, I don't approve of your hating. Last time I looked, that's me. If you got a problem, call me up, come and see me, we'll talk about it. And we'll talk about it in a very logical manner. You might disagree with me, that's fine. I might disagree with you, we might lay our plans out, but my goal is to move this city forward in a positive manner. In closing, I'm going to ask from the pulpit, our ministers and our religious leaders, start saying a small prayer for our city and talk about getting rid of the demons of the bullying and the hatred. And let's bring our city together and prove that we are a great city. Thank you for letting me stand on my soapbox.
Thank you.
I yielded my time to Barry.
Thanks, Elliot.
I think all of us did.
I would agree with Barry, in that there's way too much hatred. It's really hard to pull something together when people are fighting all the time. We've all picked sides, now we just need to lay down the weapons and try to find some common ground we can all agree on, because it's a big task. We got just about a year to go, and we got to pull a lot of things together, and it's really hard for pulling it.
Don't have anything more to add to that.
I just want to remind everybody the Brad Wilson Bridge dedication tomorrow at 1 p.m. So the meeting location is Extremeware.
For those of you that don't know where Extremeware is, just off of Brady Street, across from the Brady Street subway on Aspen Way.
By the Sandy Bridge.
At the bottom of the Sandy Bridge.
Bottom of the Sandy Bridge. I'm sure there will be parking
At the bottom of the Brad
Aspen
Wilson
Way.
Bridge.
It will be, and Station 36 did volunteer to allow folks to park there also.
Yeah, on the side.
Well, I'm going to come back to trees. We're going in order. The trees are coming November, like 7th and 8th. We're going to plant them November 9th. I need some volunteers. We have about 6 crews of 3 people. Probably need another 4 or 5 crews. Crew would be a pickup truck, a wheelbarrow, and a couple shovels, and 3 guys. Or 1 guy and 2 kids, or anything like that. 3 people. So if you can, please give me a call here at the city building or email me, okay? We have 70 trees to plant. Quite a feat. And we're doing it with volunteer work, so we can do 70 trees instead of 30 trees. That's so we can plant them for free. Go ahead, Mark.
I also yield my time to Barry, and I could not agree more with your comments, Barry.
Thank you.
I have no comment.
Kind of same thing, you know. And just want to thank you, Terry, for your guidance and everything that you provided to us. Very, very well taken. Thank you.
Nothing, Pat.
Okay, all right, thanks. We're going to open the meeting to the floor. Any comments on really anything? Yeah, go ahead.
Aviana Gilwell, founder of Turnabout Boxing from DuBois, Pennsylvania. I just want to say thank you guys again for the comments about community days. My dad again for comments also about DuBois days and working together. I would like to request that my dad and I could maybe have a meeting with everybody from the fire department and maybe working together, figuring something out. I just want to put it out there. So thank you.
Real quick.
Just someone give some time to me.
Last 5 minutes.
So, Greg Gilwell. So, in essence, right now, we are modeling for the youth of our community and how to function as adults. The adults in the room are constantly infighting. And I'll be honest, whether I like or dislike someone, I would hope they'd feel comfortable coming to a community event, not having to face harassment while they were there. Regardless of what they've done, like I've talked to many people and I said, did you ever have a relative arrested? Did they ever go to jail? Did they ever get in trouble? Did they ever wrong you? Yes. Did you forgive them? Are they excommunicated? From your family? Are they not welcome to Christmas dinner? Okay, so where's forgiveness? Where's giving people a little dignity and respect? People will ultimately pay their debt to society if they've done something wrong. And that's not for me to decide, it's for the courts. I'm not gonna judge. And we need to model that for our community, for our youth. I mean, like Mr. Abbott said, I railed years back with the DuBois Area School District, there was bullying issues going on. There was a budget shortfall. That the year I did it, and we were in the newspaper, it was a huge mess, the security systems were in that year. A lot of people were happy with me. Turnabout Boxing was born as a result of the boxing world literally harassing her and threatening her directly. She was in 5th grade. Why is it called Turnabout Boxing? Turnabout's fair play. We're now the biggest boxing career in Western PA. I'm COO, Vice President, and Registration Chairman of the board. I run Western PA and part of 2 other states. That was to right the ship with the sport. We need to do that here at home. We need to bring everyone together, pull together as one giant family. DuBois Day's motto was where community is family. That is why my family moved here 22 years ago and why we stayed. That exact statement. And I'd like to see us return to that.
Correct.
So I appreciate everyone's time.
Correct. That's why I asked you to run that America Day.
Thanks, Rick. Any other comments? Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Yeah, Dave Lombardo, Treasure Lake. A couple things. Not sure what's really going on with the community days and the fire days. I'm very supportive of the fire department. And Greg, I'm supportive. My wife has Parkinson's. He's helping out a lot of Parkinson's folks and stuff. And I was not sure what's going on, but I liked what you said about maybe getting together. Is there any possibility folks are looking at, sounds like they want to know what's going to happen? I know for an event, we talked about our coin show that already happened. It takes a whole year, and that's a small event compared to what you guys are doing. You got to jump on it. Yeah. So I would recommend, I hate to do this to you, Sean, but you're the city manager and township manager, maybe the mayor, can sit down with the 2 groups.
Absolutely.
Let them have people come, vote to come, and give an invitation and sit down with a small group of people and hash out and see what we can do. Is it a 2-day, 2 separate events, as Barry brought up? Is it going to be just 1 event? I mean, do we have room for 2 events? I don't know. I'm not going to even jump into it because I don't know enough about it, but it'd be nice if folks could sit down and work it out, and then you guys can vote on it next month, and we can yell at you if we want to. No.
Thanks.
Second thing, it sounded like you voted on the extension and the development of the new consolidated building, right?
Correct.
So you're going to do that. I couldn't do my math fast enough. You threw out too many. It was $5 to $6 million. My question, a lot of money is coming on consolidation from the state and other organizations. So I'm looking at, I'll get through the question and then it's a couple different questions in there. Where's the $6,000 coming from? This consolidation was sold on the idea that we become more efficient. My taxes wouldn't go up from Sandy Township, and it won't cost us more money. I've seen organizations consolidate and end up spending a heck of a lot more money. We don't lose personnel and everything else. So my first question would be, are you anticipating tax money to pay this, and will that affect, especially Sandy Township folks? I think we have a lower tax rate. Our taxes, and will we go up in taxes out there? I'm getting hit left and right on insurance, water, and everything else, fixed income. I'll give that word. I'm golden years. I can use that now. So I'm very cognizant of that. And how, so how is this in line with cost savings and stuff? I know you did look at it, the 2 buildings and stuff. So that was another question. And we in Sandy, I'm bringing this up. A couple meetings ago, I asked about the debt when you had the person here reconsolidating it. You have a lot more debt coming in here. I think it was 8 or 9 million, maybe it was 11 million.
12.
Okay, thank you. I didn't want to overstate it. And Sean said we had about 3 to 4 million. So I'm still concerned about that. That didn't set right. Are we going to end up now also paying for, with our taxes and stuff, Du Bois past debt? I mean, it's not new debt, it's past debt. And I'm real concerned, and I'm waiting to see what happens with the tax committees. You have a committee for tax and
Correct.
stuff like that. So with this
We have
bill being
consultants.
$6 million, you know, nobody has $6 million. So I guess the first question was, are we getting any help on the $6 million?
Yeah, we have a $2.5 million grant from the state, and we're not going to be borrowing the other $2.5 million. It's about $5 million, both projects.
Well, I added right there.
Yeah, we're not going to be borrowing any money. We are going to be using some of our savings and some of Sandy Township savings. We're going to be using the savings from both communities.
So you won't be looking at needing to get taxes or a bond or anything like that to pay for this?
Well, we need to get a bond because even though we're getting a grant from the state, they don't give us that money until the
Right.
project's done. So we need to finance that $2.5
I think
million
you talked
grant. So
about
we're going to do it. We're doing a temporary bond to cover that. That's part of the
But we
bond
should
system.
be in the realm of we have the money from, without raising extra money.
We have, let me just say, Mayor, we have a financing plan in place, so what we are gonna look to borrow 2.5 million for short term, so about 2.5 years until we get the money back from the state once we finish the project. The other 2.5 million we have in capital funds. Sandy Township started a capital building fund several years ago, back in 2020, so we had some monies there. There's some monies at the city. We're gonna use those capital reserve
That'll
funds
be
for the
about
other
equal.
2.5 million.
That'll be about equal.
Fairly close.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, and then on the debt aspect of things, I guess we're gonna wait until the tax committee and revenue committee looks at all that? And is that more appropriate at that time? I mean, I'm really concerned. I mean, there's a big discrepancy in money, 12 million or 4 million or 3 million, whatever it is. I don't want to pay for your past usages.
Well, the consolidation is just that. Both communities are going to get the good and the bad of the other one.
Yeah, I'll just talk maybe for a minute on that. So we are moving forward with a bond issuance to refinance 3 variable interest loans. Actually, we're going to market here on October 23rd, those bonds. So if you're interested, you can show up at that time. But yeah, so those will go out and we'll refinance those. The one kind of misconception, the city owns 6,000 acres of land also, and that we have a very, very good, well-managed timber harvest, and I think you
Well,
can
Pat
appreciate
brought
that.
it up, but yeah, prices are down too, so.
Yeah, actually, they've been up this year. I mean,
Little bit.
we're above where we thought we'd be, based on this timber harvest that we conducted this year. So, so that's one thing that
Yeah, and I
the
would
city
look
brings to
at
the
not-
table also, not just debt. but
No, I
an
understand.
asset, so.
Pat, you did bring that up at the time. I do remember a couple months ago you brought that up. I just hope we don't overcut, and I hope we play the markets if it ever comes back up.
We couldn't really play the market with this one because this is.
With the timber.
With the timber because it's a land swap. So we're timbering the state's land before they give it to us, before we trade. They're letting us do that. So we kind of had to do that before that.
No, I understand.
We couldn't wait a year to do that.
No,
We
I
do it now.
understand that. Okay. All right, so I'll bug you again when you get
Okay,
the tax
the
committee.
forest is handled extremely well. I'm really happy with how that's done.
Okay.
And then Pat's trees will be ready to cut probably in a couple of minutes.
That'll be about 100 years you can cut the trees down and make around. Hey, we really do need help. And I have to agree with Barry. There's a lot of infighting, and if we just pull together and just do what we got to do, things will work out. I've always said it's a heck of a community. It really is good. Like I said, I love it. So, yeah.
I'd just like to kind of piggyback though on something, Barry. I want to let you know that there were 3 of us that ran for this new city that we envision. Never in a million years did I think we would be where we are. I personally have been a person that has been bullied through this. And I will state it publicly. I had an indiscretion years ago, and people thought it would be nice to put it out there. You don't realize I had a child from that indiscretion. So I hope that you are also targeting the people that have targeted us, and the right to knows that I still get. I have 3 firemen that sit here that'll let my building burn to the ground, and you know what? That's okay, because I pay insurance. But this is a two-sided story, and I hope that your side also sees this, Barry. Because it's very hurtful when you've given everything for the betterment of this community. So I just want to say that, Barry.
The only problem about that is, I don't remember taking a side. My side was against bullying, my side was against hatred, Jen. And that's where I
know, I
So,
just want to make sure.
Don't box me in. I'm about getting rid of hatred.
And I
getting
hope
rid-
it's on both sides, is all I want to say. Thank you.
Yep, just don't box me in on it, Dave. That's all I'm saying. Thank
It's
you.
Jen, not
Jen,
Dave.
okay, jeez. Thank you, Jen. So,
Any other comment? Yes, sir.
I want to, Jason Runyon, resident of Du Bois City, I want to circle back to community days if we can. So the Du Bois City Fire Department's mission throughout the years was nonprofit based. Our mission moving forward is going to be the same. So I want to bring something up to you all. So how many nonprofit organizations was at the Days in the Park this past summer? Anybody have a clue? Want to take a stab at it?
7.
2 nonprofits. The Boy Scouts, Peyton Play School. Okay?
So Turnabout Boxing is a nonprofit?
Well, you hosted it, so yeah.
I understand.
So,
I can go on.
Why
How much-
were there any firehouses there?
how much did
last
they
year?
charge each nonprofit organization to be part of that?
$100?
There was a nonprofit rate.
$500.
No, that's not a
$500.
Food cost was the same. Standard booth space was 80.
You charged Peyton Play School $500 to
They
have
got
a place
discount-
in the
They have a
park.
discounted rate. I have the
To have a
financial
place in the
records.
park,
They have a discounted rate.
right?
And it was,
So-
and it was offset by Buck's Pizza.
So
I'm well aware of that.
they
Buck's
paid
Pizza
$500
sponsored- No, Buck's
and
Pizza
was
sponsored.
told-
Okay.
Buck's Pizza sponsored.
Enough, guys.
You know,
Okay, we want to start throwing stones. Let's talk about 911 last week.
Hey!
Meeting adjourned.
What's up with 911 last week? What are you
Oh,
talking
we all know what happened in Clearfield and Jefferson County with 911.
Quiet.
That's exactly what Barry's talking about, what we
Yeah.
don't want to do.
I didn't attack the fire department nor community days.
No.
Meeting adjourned.
You gotta vote on it.
You gotta vote on it.
Any other comments?
Apparently not, because I guess we can't speak.
I can't have you guys fight.
I wasn't fighting.
He got to speak the
can't have
whole
it.
time and was never interrupted. He got interrupted the entire time.
Okay. Yes, go ahead.
We just know where the truth lies.
Debbie Macklin, I want to say right off the top, I have no bad feelings about the fire department, even though I have had threats also because of my actions for the last year or so. They have gone so far as to rename my business. It's terrible. But at any rate, I'm going to put myself out there again with another big target on my back, because am I to understand tonight that this is tabled for right now with the community days and Du Bois days and in the fire department? Is that all going to be tabled at this point?
I wouldn't say table.
Yeah, I kind of like the idea of getting together with everybody.
Yeah, I think we're just gonna, we're just gonna all get together and solve it.
Well, my question is, before a decision is made, will the public be made aware of how it will be structured, how the funds are going to be handled that are donated? Because those were issues in the past. And I just hope that there is a committee of, I guess, people that are able to work with both sides so that it's not dominated by one group over another. And I would like to know who the committees are. When I've questioned who the committees are in the past, I was always given the runaround. We have a right to know who we're giving our money to if we're going to be supporting this endeavor. And I just want to make sure that we're all in the open and there's transparency as to what's going on before the fact, not once it's set in motion. Thank you.
Jason, you have more to say?
I would like to respond to that if I can.
Yes, you can.
I just want to let you know that, the township's now coming into this. So there's some new folks that are going to be involved in that. So
Okay.
I get it, trust is an issue, and it's earned, and we've got to earn that trust with you, but all I'm asking for is to give us that opportunity now that we're going to be conjoined and doing this together. So I think it's going to be better, and I'll be more than happy to be transparent with you for everything that we do in the committee. I'll even give you the committee names of the teams that we form.
That would be incredible. if
Not
that-
a problem, we can make that happen.
Because I just want to see integrity and respect come back into our community.
Right, and that's what we need.
Yes.
So I'd like to get your name and
Because
number
our kids
before I
are-
leave, so that way I can
Our
keep
kids
you
are
up.
watching us.
Right,
Thank you.
no, thank you.
Real fast.
Go ahead.
Just real fast to kind of tie into what I had brought up and she had brought up and stuff. Maybe I don't know what's going on, and at this point, I'm not injecting myself into it. Again, I respect both parties here for what they're doing in the communities and stuff. Maybe you need a third-party facilitator, non-biased. Go out and hire one. If you can get folks to sit at a table, I would strongly suggest, I've been in enough clash things like this through my career, that has helped.
I have a structured suggestion.
And
Go ahead.
I'd just like to point out, because this is always said, and nobody ever corrects it, ever. It's never been corrected. The fire department funds that were responsible for community days, the parade committee account, was not part of the indictment for Herm Simplesio. Okay? That money was managed by the fire department, not Herm Simplesio. So having mistrust in the fire department is misplayed because we didn't do anything wrong and we weren't indicted. So I wish people would actually correct the record on that, and it's unfortunate that Mr. Glass believes that that's the case, but it's not. The fire department didn't do anything wrong. We had nothing to do with the indictments, and I think people should probably stop dumping that on the fire department. We didn't do anything.
Nobody wants to damage the
No.
fire department.
Well, and that's
I could raise $100 million.
but all this
Greg.
mistrust, the mistrust that
Have
people
that.
are talking, like, we didn't do anything wrong.
You can talk to
And
me.
as, and as far as Miss Jackson saying that there are 3 firemen in this room that wouldn't put out her fire, are you kidding me? Seriously? That's insulting to the fire department.
Sorry.
Sorry to cut it.
No, and I'll try to clear this up too. There was a Du Bois Volunteer Fire Department Parade Committee and funds. Then there was Herm's Community Fund.
That the fire department had
That
absolutely
was
nothing
separate.
to do with, no
And the-
knowledge of, or
and the-
anything.
And the city didn't know about it either.
Correct.
And that's what tainted the name.
And that's what tainted
Yeah.
the name, because that's what he did. Yeah, I know that, but it doesn't ring well. Anybody else?
Yeah, I got something.
Sure, yes.
As far as Miss Jackson's reference, I think it's insulting that I put in 30 years in this fire department, put out a number of fires in this community, time with my family, friends, everything, and for somebody to make a comment like that is absolutely ridiculous and uncalled for.
I apologized. I've been
You
the product of
apologize
your
after you were
bullying.
called out on it.
Again.
Any other comments? You have any more to say?
Me?
Yeah.
No, I'm just thankful that we all have this opportunity to sit around in this room and discuss the things that are going on. I hope that we can all move forward together.
I think we all need to
better.
just sit down with Greg and the fire department and see, because you guys have done a fabulous job in the past, you did a fabulous job on last year. I think, it could come together, and that would say a lot about everything. the whole community. So we'll try to
That
plan
needs to
that.
come back to the public too.
Yes.
To announce that you guys sat down,
Yeah.
discussed, come up with a structure. Whoever's on there, there's nothing to hide. And that's the thing, on either side.
Right.
It's such a great event because it brings so many people to the community, so I was happy to hear the firemen were back involved in it and make it a success that it has been throughout the last so many years, 30-some years, so I'm looking forward to next one.
I just want to say, I think one of the sad things, and I love our community, I grew up here and then I moved away for 25 years and came back. And I've been here for 29 years, and we just don't have any grace anymore. We're fighting about everything, and we don't seem to give anybody the benefit of the doubt. We don't try to work with people. You know, we already have our preconceived ideas, and I just think that we need to have a little more grace and say, you know what, I'll sit down and talk to somebody and see, you know, and that goes all the way around to everybody. I hate to think that Jen Jackson's being threatened. I think that's beneath us as a community, or anybody else being bullied. And I again applaud what Barry said. I do think he was just saying the bullying needs to stop, both ways. Maybe he should have said that. I'm sure he didn't mean just one side. So we just need to knock it off.
Yeah. We're better than that.
Yeah.
Anybody else? Okay. Motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
Properly moved and second. Any question on the motion? Vote on the motion.
Abbott.
Aye.
Augenbaum.
Yes.
Beers.
Yes.
Deeds.
Yes.
Gelfen. Jackson. Malika.
Yes.
Whitaker. Sullivan.
Yes.
Reesinger.
Yes.
Corby, I usually you can hang it back up. I took one of the things off of there because
Oh, okay.
we had an incident.
It might, you've a couple of guys.